There are those who would say that, well, they go to some of these traditional bone setters because they don't have the money and they feel that it will be cheaper for them.
No, please, that is penny wise, pounds foolish. We have seen that variously in this hospital. They go to the traditional bone setter, they give them little bill at the beginning. And on daily basis, they extract, they continue to suck them. By the time they get to Igbobi, they will tell you that they have spent more than 500,000. They have spent up to 600,000. And in Igbobi, they won't spend half that amount to get better. Which one is better? It's just that it's out of ignorance that many people act. And I want to even say that not ignorance. Some of them are educated people, graduate, professor, children of professors, exposing their children to traditional bone setter. By the time they get there, they will tie they will strangulate blood vessel, nerves, everything. At the end of it, that tissue, the bone is dead. And they come in with gangrene. What do? We still receive them, we still manage them, but that hand cannot be saved at that point in time. So traditional bone setter, they are doing their business. We are not saying they should not do it, but that aspect is either they go for the proper training rather than bringing damaged limbs and then calling the dog a bad name in order to hang it. And that is the name they are giving Igbobi, which is not true. Igbobi will not cut limbs that are still alive and can be saved.
All right. Very quickly, let's go to the effects of this, especially on the individuals. After that incident, do they lose their self-confidence? How do they regain it? Let's talk about the psychosocial impact, really.
Thank you very much. I'm a mental health nurse. And when we talk about amputation, it's a surgery that is beyond surgeries. It's a surgery that affects the entire person. You know that God created us in His own image and likeness. And when you are not having your two limbs to work, to do your daily work and your legs to work, you are not complete. So the first thing is that there will be distortion in the physical, personal image, physical. Then we now talk about the mental aspect of it. That person is affected in various ways. You know, we talk about the psyche of a patient with amputation. There are three things that will be going on in the mind of that individual that is having amputation. He's thinking about himself. What will I do? How am I going to face the family? That is others. Then thinking about the future. These three will affect that individual. And it will affect the family. It will affect the society. Because maybe he was right-handed before the surgery, the accident. Now he will need to learn a lot to be able to use the left hand. And you know that managing an patient with amputation is not just that person. You are managing that person in totality. And the treatment is a multidisciplinary kind of treatment because you need to call in all health care team to look after the single patient in the hospital. You call the orthopedic surgeon, the orthopedic nurse, you have the physiotherapist, you have the psychologist, you have the social medical workers, you have the occupational therapist. Almost all will be involved in making sure that this one person is restored back to the system. It's not just cutting the limb that is the treatment. After the treatment continues because that patient must be rehabilitated back to the society, both psychologically, physically. The family, social support is necessary, financial is necessary, everything that will make this person to be able to face the future positively will be involved in making sure that the treatment is complete.
All right. Now, when these people leave the four walls of the hospital and they get back into the society, how does the society receive them? Are they really totally integrated? For example, is it easy for them to get jobs? Is it easy for them to probably, get married? What are some of the challenges they end up facing, really, after leaving the four walls of the hospital?
Thank you very much. That is where we need the rehabilitation system. The rehabilitation aspect of a patient with amputation is all encompassed in the orthopedic setting. So, like we have it in Ibobi, we have a rehabilitation center. That is where we have the occupational therapists, we have the prosthetists and the orthotics to ensure that this person learns something to integrate that person back into the system. It is a different unit, but it's all encompassed in the treatment of that patient. Also, when this person, assuming that the individual, because we are seeing cases of bilateral amputation, where the patient will need to go on wheelchair. So part of rehabilitation for that person to reintegrate into the system is that the medical social worker will need to visit that person's home and study the environment and make sure that there is a kind of wrap that is made for that person to be able to wheel in and wheel out, to ensure that the environment in which that patient is going to resettle back into the system is prepared for that patient to be able to acclimatize back into the system. The society will have a lot to do concerning this patient. And that is the, I said that the psyche of the patient, we talk about the patient thinking of himself, of others, and the future. But the society and the healthcare team will be focusing on this patient's thoughts, the feeling, and the emotion of that patient. So the emotional aspect of that patient, both at the time of admission, the family are also incorporated into the care of this patient. That is where we come up, we talk about the social support, the family support. These two, they are very important. Amputation is not the end of life. That is what all nurses in Ibobi make all our patients to understand. The moment they come into the system and we know that they are going for amputation, we start talking to them concerning the future. That is preparing them for rehabilitation, making them to know that this limb, we know that it is pathetic to lose a limb, but there is still life after this. And limb is just a part of the body. It's important, we know. You can have the artificial, it may not be the same as your natural limb, but definitely you can still fulfill your destiny despite the limb, because there is ability in every disability. And life doesn't end with amputation. It could even be an opportunity for God to launch out the talent that is in you. At times I do joke with them and use a star in the system to tell them that until this person experiences certain things in his or her life, I don't want to mention him here, that was when his blessing came up. But just to make them to understand that there is life after amputation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a whole lot. It's quite emotional. I can't imagine. And of course, I think this is where the Disability Act comes in. We have to ensure that it is implemented to the letter. I mean, we have to ensure that when these people come back into the society, they are absorbed, well integrated into the society, and getting a job and getting these other things.
Empowerment. We need a government that will also support the hospital and the nurses, because we have interest in ensuring that our patients get the best, not just treating them and throwing them into the system. The government needs to set up a kind of, empowerment for patients with amputation, because it's an injury that we can't hide, and it affects. When I was talking about the way it affects the person, it affects this person in all aspects of life. The physical is just one. What about the emotion, financial, the confidence, the self-image, self-esteem is gone. So the psychotherapist, the psychologist, the psychiatric nurse, the mental health nurse, they all come around to ensure that this person's we have a theory, self-determination theory. It's a different cup of tea if we start to talk about that today. But this is instilled into that patient. There are 6 areas of that person that need to be developed within that period, so that the person will develop this self-confidence and determination, relationship with others, self-esteem, outlook to life, interpersonal relationship with people, confidence that I can still make it in life. They will need, it's throughout the time that they are in the hospital, these are the things that we talk to them about, to know that they, with that self-determination, life is not ending with the loss of that limb. Be it lower limb or upper limb, they can still face life positively.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. I really had a great time listening to you, and I guess our audience too do.
Thank you very much. I also I'm privileged to be here, and I know that with the little that we've been able to enlighten the society with, they will discourage people when they have accident from coming to Igbobi, because we have the best to offer to people with accident, irrespective of the degree of the wound. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Well, you had it. I hope you also enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. Many thanks for joining us today on Fit and Well. I am Perpetual Fast Repeater. Do enjoy the rest of the day. Bye for now.